Hi guys, this watch I bought about a month ago now. I just got around to doing this video about it. It's a 1970s Carronade. It's an automatic 25 joules Inca block Swiss movement. Now I bought this from eBay. I paid around £10 for this. And it's a lovely looking watch. It was in pretty grotty state when I got it. I've given it a good polish up and a clean, and it's come up really nice. And it's, I think it's of pretty good quality. And it's working absolutely perfectly. It's keeping really good time, so that's good. Got the original leather strap, and it's got this very 1970s, really, I would say kind of late 1960s, perhaps early 1970s style to it. I don't know what you would, it's kind of like an oval, a long oval, almost egg shape or lozenge kind of shape case to it that's highly polished there. And you have a kind of faceted crystal, which is interesting. So it's not completely flat. It's got a shape to the crystal, as you can see. And it kind of has a bit of a, what they call like a UFO style to the case as well. The sides are milled down, brushed or milled, I'm not quite sure. I think that, no, that's kind of like a milled look to it. So you've got highly polished top. You've got a very interesting day arrangement there. A bright red second hand. So it's not a particularly well known manufacturer, Carronade. I do believe later on that Carronade became a kind of in-house watch for Ratners, the Judas Ratners. I read that. I'm not 100% sure of that. I used to work for Ratners and I can't remember them, but I worked before they went kind of bust. I got out of Ratners just before that happened, but I was assistant manager of a store. When was it? Like in the very early 90s, just before they before Gerald Ratner came out and said that his jewelry was crap, and basically the company tanked after that. So, but I can't remember Carronade. Maybe we did sell them, but if we did, I just can't remember. It almost seems too good quality for them. I'll show you what the movement looks like. Oh, that was the other thing. So, yes, a Carronade, but it says Tressa here. So Tressa is a better known Swiss watch manufacturer. So I think it's the same company as made the Carronade. So basically it's a Tressa watch branded as Carronade. I really don't know the ins and outs of that, but Tressa, I believe, is a pretty good quality Swiss watch manufacturer of that era. So there we have the movement. And it's pretty good quality. It's not, I mean, looking at it, it's not quite as high quality as some of the other watches that I've got automatic, such as Tissot. But it's not far off. I'm no expert, but just me looking at it, you can kind of tell the higher quality movements just look a bit more high end, a little bit better quality on the materials. things don't look quite as cheap or thin or tinny. Well, this one has got some substance to it. I would say not quite as high quality as a Tissot perhaps, but certainly it looks pretty good. And as I said, it's keeping very, very good time, so it won't need at the moment a service or anything like that. So for my, I think it was about 10, just over £10. I think that's a pretty good deal for a 25 jewel Swiss movement watch. So I'm pretty happy with that, especially as it's cleaned up so nicely. There's something written on this back plate. I'm just trying to have a look if I can see what it is, what it says. Just trying to zoom in there a bit. I don't think I can make it out. It's probably last time it was serviced, because when watches are serviced, they often scratch the details. Oh, here we go. I got that upside down, perhaps. What does that say? I'm trying to make it out. Yeah, we can see, okay, you can see some markings on the left, some numbers, and something 0282 WPS. So I'm not quite sure. There's servicing marks there, so perhaps it was last serviced in 1982. So something to look for. If you ever have a vintage watch, look carefully at the back of the back plate, and you'll often find service marks where the guy serviced it. He might leave some details scratched in there. That's quite a common thing, and they're quite hard to spot. They're usually pretty small, and you've got to catch the light, and then you'll spot them. So that's that. So I'll pop that back on. I'll put it on my wrist and show you what this little Carronade automatic watch looks like on my 6.5-inch wrist. So here's the Carronade on my wrist. Just put it on, do a little wrist roll. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad looking watch. It's certainly of its time. The style really kind of looks out of place compared to modern watches. So if you wore that, it's going to catch people's attention just because it looks so retro. It's quite a kind of bold look. I wouldn't say it's the most masculine looking watch I've ever had on my wrist. It's got a bit of a feminine kind of look to it. So I'm not sure this is something I would personally wear. But it's not bad. So I'm going to keep that in my collection for now because it is working perfectly and it looks nice off the wrist. Anyway, as I said, not quite sure it's something I'm going to wear. Maybe I might wear it one day, but I've got plenty of other watches I'd probably wear before I wore this one. But that's just a personal thing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. And please like and subscribe to see more vintage watches and other watches. I do videos on newer watches as well. I collect them, I clean them up. Sometimes I'll sell them back on. Sometimes I keep them in my collection. I'll do reviews and that type things on them. Anyway, guys, take care. Thanks very much.